everyone, it's Chelsea from the Zulu Wiley Public Library here in Cedar Hill, and welcome to another Tween Fandom DIY. Today's fandom that we are going to be crafting for is the Hunger Games. This is inspired by Katniss Everdeen and her amazing archery skills. So we're going to be making some pencils that are little arrows, and then we have our little pencil holder, which is what holds our arrows. So if you haven't already, make sure that you go and pick up the kit that has all of the supplies in it. And we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, everyone, so we are going to get started on the Hunger Games themed DIY. So we are going to be making Katniss's arrows with the little holder for it as well. And you probably already picked up your DIY bag. This has all of the supplies that you'll need except for a couple of items which you can find at home. It has the instructions on here as well. So make sure that you go and pick that up from the library if you haven't already. So everything that will come in the bag is a piece of burlap, a piece of cardstock, some string, and a few pencils. And what you'll need from home is a can. This was just a can of beans that I washed. Be very, very careful. As you can see, there's like a little piece that's sticking up, and so make sure that maybe be very, very careful when you're washing it, or have a parent wash it for you. But yes, this is just a regular 16-ounce can, I believe. And so this is what we are going to use for the holder. You'll also need some sort of writing utensil. You can sharpen the pencil that you have in your bag if you want, so that you could sketch out the part of the arrow that we're going to be gluing on. And then, or you can use a pen if you want. I'm just going to use this gray pen because it's kind of light. But you can use pretty much whatever utensil that you want to trace out the shapes. And then you're going to need some sort of adhesive. I'm using a hot glue gun. If you're using a hot glue gun, just be very, very careful. You could also use tape if you'd like. And then we're also going to need some scissors. All right, so to start off, we are going to go ahead and work on what our pencils will go in. So we're going to take this can. Like I said, I already washed it out and everything. If you hear any noises, it's my dog. So yeah, I'm just going to take the burlap and kind of see how much of the material that I'm going to need. So we're not hot gluing anything down yet, I'm just trying to measure out. So once I have it measured out a little bit, kind of looks like that. I'm just going to go ahead and cut off some of the excess. And I did leave a little bit so that it overlaps. Now I'm just going to stand it up like this so that way I can get it even on the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and start hot gluing. So I'm just going to take this seam. Like I said, be very careful. Don't want to burn ourselves. I'm just going to kind of hold it there. You can also like take your writing utensil and help press it down, so that way you're not touching it. Now, we are going to go ahead and overlap it. You don't have to leave as much excess as I did. You can just kind of eyeball it. And you should have enough burlap in your sack to kind of fit different size cans or jars. I wanted to make sure that I left y'all quite a bit of wiggle room to play around with different sizes. So really just whatever you have at home. We're gonna overlap the burlap. Again, just smoothing it out with my writing utensil. And now it has completely covered it. As you can see, there's still some burlap left over, but what we're gonna do is we are just going to tuck it inside. And so that way as well, if you still have some like rough edges in on the inside, you don't really have to worry about poking yourself or anything. So there, now we have our can covered. Now next, you have a string in here too. So with this, you can wrap it around a couple of times and maybe tie a bow. You could also really just create whatever pattern floats your boat. So you could wrap it around like this, kind of have things overlapped, and then tie a bow at the bottom. I think I'm going to leave my bow at the top. So now we have something that looks like this. Yours does not have to look exactly like mine. And then next, since this is what holds our bows, we are going to, or our arrows, it's what holds our arrows. We're gonna take our other piece of burlap that came in your pack, and we're going to make a little strap for this. And this can go on the back seam of the can. And you're just gonna kind of eyeball how you would like it. If you'd like it like this. If you don't want to add the strap at all, that's completely fine as well. I'm just going to trim it. And I'll show you how I'm gonna glue it. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue at the bottom. And then a little bit of glue near the top. Oop, I'll burn myself a little. It's okay. Going back to using my writing utensil. So now we have our container that will hold our arrows. And I'm gonna kind of adjust my bow a little bit so that it's a little bit more centered to the rest of the can. Now we are going to start working on our arrows. So you should have gotten a few pencils in your pack as well. And we're going to take this piece of cardstock and we are going to trace out what's going to go on the ends of our arrows that helps make it fly through the air. And so I already cut out a few shapes that I'm going to be using. They almost look like diamonds. You can pretty much make whatever kind of shape that you want. You can make it as big as you want. I already have a few done. So just something to keep in mind is however tall you make it, however much it sticks out past the eraser, kind of keeps you from being able to use the eraser. So you want to make sure, or if you don't really mind, you want to make sure that the eraser is still able to function. So yes, we are going to make your shape. And then you can also do designs as well. You can completely color this cardstock, whatever color that you want. So if you want to have a little bit more of a design on the those pieces for your arrows, you can do that. But once you have all your shapes cut out, we are going to go ahead and glue them onto our pencil. Just gonna make a little line. And I'm going to attach it at about at the bottom of where the metal piece on the pencil ends. So as you can see, it kind of ends right here. I'm gonna glue it on right there. And you can add as many as you want. I really like the way that having 3 or 4 looks on the pencil, but it's really just up to you, whatever you think looks best. And I did do kind of a design on mine. I'm just gonna add one more. You want to be a little bit careful with these as they're drying. You want to make sure that they're really on there. Once they're on there, you can kind of play with maybe how they're bent. You could also cut little notches in them as well to give them more of a different texture. But once you have completed all of your pencils, you can put them in to your pencil holder. And there you have it. That is our Hunger Games Katniss Everdeen inspired DIY. And I hope that you've enjoyed the tutorial today. Make sure you check out our next one and the one that was last week. And if you haven't, even if you're not a fan of maybe the different fandoms that we're doing, we're going to be doing Harry Potter. This one today was the Hunger Games, and then we're also going to be doing a Doctor Who one. Even if you're not a fan of all of them and you just want to, and you love crafting, you can still pick up a kit if you'd want. You don't have to get all 3. You can just get one that you're interested in, or if you want to do all 3, more power to you. So I hope you all enjoyed today's tutorial, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.